Margaret Hamilton, the woman behind the moon landings. Everyone knows the name, Neil Armstrong. However, few have ever heard of Margaret Hamilton. She is the woman who helped take men to the moon in 1969. Without her work, NASA would have been unable to navigate to the moon. Hamilton is one of the leading pioneers in computer science. The young and talented woman was forced to suspend her education. She worked as a high school teacher. She had to support her husband, who was studying law at Harvard. Later, Hamilton moved to Boston. She wanted to obtain a degree in abstract mathematics at Brandeis University. In 1960, she joined the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. As an interim, she worked on weather prediction software. Hamilton was employed as one of the designers of the SAGE project. It was an anti-aircraft defense program. Hamilton proved herself a very capable programmer. Due to her efforts, she was later invited to become part of the MIT team. The team worked on the software used on the Apollo 11 mission. Hamilton joined the Charles Stark Draper Laboratory at MIT. She became director and supervisor of software programming for the Apollo and Skylab projects. Hamilton wrote codes for the space agency. It was during this time that she coined the phrase computer engineering. Hamilton was completely dedicated to her tasks. She would spend lots of time in her lab. She even brought her daughter to work. The little girl would sleep on the floor while her mother was programming. By 1965, Hamilton was in charge of the in-flight software of the Apollo spacecraft. On July 20, 1969, Apollo 11 left the Earth and was heading toward the moon. During the flight, several problems occurred. Several of the computer alarms were triggered. It happened only a few minutes before the lunar lander reached the moon's surface. It was suggested that the mission be aborted. The Apollo software, written by Hamilton and her team, saved the mission. It was the software that recognized the problem and took action. It landed Apollo 11 on the moon's surface. The Apollo software delighted NASA. The agency even decided to use it on their Skylab project as well. Hamilton became an icon for women working in science and technology. She left MIT and co-founded the Higher Order software company. The company developed ideas for error prevention and created UseIT. The product was successfully used many times by the US government. Later, she founded and became the CEO of Hamilton Technologies Inc. Hamilton is credited with more than 130 published papers. In 2003, she was honored by NASA with an award for her accomplishments. She received the biggest financial award given by NASA up to that point. Her achievements were recognized by President Barack Obama. He awarded Hamilton the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2016. Google set out to shine a light on her influence on Apollo. The tribute was created by positioning over 107,000 mirrors at the Ivanpah Solar Facility in the Mojave Desert. The result was a 1.4 square mile portrait of Margaret Hamilton. It was bigger than New York Central Park.